Hello lovely, thank you so much for joining me today. If you haven't met me before, then hello, lovely to meet you. My name is Laura, and on this channel I love to talk about makeup, put makeup on my face, and just share my enthusiasm for one of my biggest and longest running passions, makeup. In today's video I am just doing another quick get ready with me. I have a hospital appointment, so I thought I would just stick the camera on and get ready with you. It is stupidly early and I had minimal amounts of sleep, so I may be a little bit slow to warm up, but in today's video I'm going to be doing similar to my last video, in that I'm going to do some first impressions and then some second impressions, and throw in some older products as well. One of the products that I am testing for the very first time today is the YSL eyeshadow quads. These are absolutely stunning and have been on my wish list since they very first came out, and I have picked up two. I've got the shades Captivating Dunes and Unexplored Garden, and the one that I've used today is Captivating Dunes, and safe to say I don't regret this purchase at all. Another first impression, and actually the only other first impression today, is the Morphe Cheek Frills Multi-Finish Face Trio in the shade Sunset Swim, which is like the rosy nude one. So that is what I am going to be doing for you today. If you haven't already, I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel. I am trying to be super consistent here on YouTube at the moment, uploading at least one video a week. And yeah, without further ado, let's get some makeup on my face. Okay, so the brows are looking a bit crazy. They are not my best work. I'm so tired. I have like 40 minutes before I have to leave, so I have to sort of get through this fairly quickly. So this will be a good test for me to see if I can film in a time constraint. I wanted to mention briefly, I love my morning skincare routine. I love both my skincare routines, morning and evening, but the morning routine is just, it's so soothing. I absolutely love it, especially for my skin with like rosacea and sensitivities. And one of my absolutely favourite steps within my routine is my facial SPF, and I use the Summer Fridays shade drops. This is SPF 30 UVA UVB high sun protection, and it is hands down my favourite facial SPF that I have tried yet. I have got some others that are sort of waiting in the wings for when this one has finished. I've got a Korean skin SPF to try, but if nothing beats this, this will be the one that I repurchase after I have used those other ones up. It's so worth the money. It's absolutely beautiful. My skin doesn't like some SPFs, and this one just feels like another layer of like rich sort of soothing moisture. Doesn't leave a white cast or like peel or anything like that. It's stunning. My face is quite sore today because I used my chemical exfoliant last night, so I'm just going to go in with a bit of the Dr. Jart Cicapair, but first of all, before I do that, I'm going to be using my e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. Now, in my last video I used the new Maybelline Grippy Primer, and I have to say that it tops this one for me totally. I had such a good experience with that primer yesterday. It was so comfortable. That will be the gripping primer that I use in the future, but I have got this one and I don't intend on getting rid of it, so I need to use it. So it's a good primer. It's just that Maybelline Grippy Primer was just something a little bit special. I really wasn't expecting much from it, to be honest, even though I'd seen so many people like raving about it. But I totally get why now. It's stunning. And I've realised editing my last few videos how often I say the word stunning, so I am sorry about that. If I'm too mindful of it, I'm going to be stumbling over myself too much, but yeah, just apologies for all the stunnings. And for foundation today, I'm going to be using, this is a second impression, this is the NYX Bear With Me Blur. This is a blurring tint foundation. This is beautiful. It's a really, really lovely foundation, especially for a day like today, which it is shaping up to be gorgeous out there. It looks like I've woke up in Spain or something. It's really beautiful. Morning, Mr. Magpie. And I'm just going in with my Dr. Jar Cicapair. As I said, I did my chemical exfoliant last night and my skin's a little bit sore. I've perhaps been a little bit too rough. I only use chemical exfoliant, well, any exfoliant really, once a week because my skin's so sensitive. But even so, it still makes me sore. This is quite soothing as well. It is a treatment rather than just a makeup product. And for my brows, I've just used the same that I've used every day, the Elf Instant Brow Lift pencil and the NYX Precision Brow Pencil in the shade Auburn. And then for today's brow gel, if I get a bit bored of the same products over and over again, I switch up my brow gel, because I've got two sort of on the go at the moment, and the one I've used today is the Got To Be Glued. So, and I don't use like the big tub of gel, I use the actual brow one. And then we're going to just colour correct and conceal under my eyes before I do my foundation. So I'm just going in with my, I forgot to use this yesterday, the Revolution Line Fix. And as I said in a previous video, the older I'm getting, the more I realise, and like my eyes are getting a bit more crinkly and stuff, less is more with this product. A year, 2 years ago, I could use a lot more than I use now, but I've noticed that if I use that same amount that I used to, it does sort of like settle into lines and stuff. Right, for my concealer and under eyes today, I'm going to be doing the same as yesterday. I am coming to the end of my Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Concealer, so I'm just trying to use it up. And I'm going to colour correct with the whole Huda Beauty Faux Filter colour corrector in the shade Cherry Blossom. That was difficult. I haven't had my coffee yet and I can tell I'm barely functioning on a normal level. So bless her, my mum said she would bring me a cup of coffee up when she'd finished getting herself ready. I have been trying to, with this sort of new filming routine, to get myself sort of dressed and sort of looking nice before I come on camera, wearing my clothes for the day. But honestly, that is completely alien to me. I've always been the person that's sort of quite set in their routine, and I like to put like a old t-shirt or a nightie or something on as I do my makeup, because I don't want to get any like makeup down me as I'm getting ready. But I've noticed like the proper YouTubers and the people that, you know, do it, you know, properly and, you know, really dedicate themselves to it, they always come on camera looking so like put together. They don't ever look like not put together really, and it just looks a lot more professional. But today I had to go back to my old routine because I'm just feeling so tired and a bit delicate, and I really don't want to mess up my clothes for today. I forgot to put my perfume on. I'm just going to put some Ariana Grande Cloud on. I wore that yesterday and I kept smelling it all day, and it was so nice. Right, so I'm going to get my brightening concealer out as well, just in case I need a bit more when I've done my foundation. Okay, so the NYX Bear With Me tint, this is stunning. As I said, the consistency of this reminds me a lot of MAC Face and Body, but it has way more coverage. And what I mean by that is, the first time that I used it, and I'm noticing it again today, it likes to be rubbed in with your hands, because as you are spreading it, I can feel it thickening, which is what is the trick with MAC Face and Body. It's one of those products where as you like blend it, emulsify it, whatever, it starts to thicken up and you get more coverage out of it. And while I don't necessarily think this gives any more coverage the more it's blended, it just, the texture of it thickens. A little of it goes a really long way. I took a little bit much then to do that side of my face, so I am going to, I hate blending makeup with my fingers. I am a bit, I don't suffer with OCD, but I am a bit OCD. I hope that doesn't offend anybody by saying that. With my hands, I have always been, ever since a child, constant washing of hands, hand sanitizer, that sort of thing, but I like to properly wash my hands with hot water and soap. So getting foundation on my fingers like this, I hate it. It feels so gross to me. But I have found that this foundation does seem to like being applied with the fingers. So what I'm going to do is do it with my fingers, and then I'm going to take my sponge and just tap over, just to remove any excess. And just to make sure that I'm getting like around my brows and things like that. I struggled to find the right shade in this foundation. I think I did pretty well with the one that I've purchased, but because I've got a little bit more warmth to my skin at the moment with my, I think it's more my hair than the sun, because I don't really go out in the sun. I don't ever go out without like SPF or anything, but I think what I thought, because I used to think I had very cool skin, but I do think there is some warmth now that I've had the red in my hair. I know obviously I'm one skin tone regardless of my hair colour, but I think I was probably just a complete neutral skin tone, and then the hair has just added a bit more of a warmth. And this is, I could perhaps have gone a bit warmer with my foundation shade, but it all works out fine when I've got everything on. My concealer is darker though than my foundation, so I'm just going to go over with some of my Too Faced Ethereal Light Concealer in the shade Sugar, just to help blend the two, blend between the two. Okay, and I'm going to just quickly set under my eyes because I've got quite a bit under there. I'm just going to go in with my Kosas in the shade Candy. I would usually do all my creams first, but I'm liking how that's looking and I don't want it to move. Okay, and for my cream bronzer today, I'm not going to use my Hollywood Contour one today. I'm just going to go straight in with my Morphe Sudden Heat Cream Bronzer in the shade Flicker. And I'm going to quickly blend that in. Okay, and the finish of the NYX Blur foundation is definitely more of a matte, like velvety finish. I probably could get away without setting it, but I will set it. I like to just set my base products, especially on a day like today when I'm going to be running around and the weather is quite warm. Product that I'm going to be using for the first time today, this is the Morphe Cheek Thrills Multi-Finish Face Trio. I only picked up one of these, even though I'd been lusting after them for a long time. I'm really into like browny toned blushes at the moment, so I picked up the shade Sunset Swim, which is this stunning like rosy nude. So I'm going to go in with the cream first, and as I say, this is a total first impression. I've been dying to try this one. Pigment on the cream is quite light but buildable, which is nice. That's really pretty. I'm going to go in with the like balm, the highlighting balm, just a little bit across my nose for now. I might use a little bit more of this at the end of my makeup, but just pop some across my nose. That's really pretty. And I'm going to keep this out because I will be using the powder. To set my face, I'm just going to give my face a spritz with my Benefit Professional Super Setter, let that dry, and then I'm going to set the rest of my face with my NARS Soft Velvet Press Powder. This is the old format, and I've got the shade Snow, which is a very almost white powder, but this is a stunning powder formula. So I'm going to go away and do those off camera, and then we'll come back to do eyes and finish the rest. Okay, and for powder bronzer today I'm going to be going in with my Benefit Hoola. Okay, and I have a very exciting eyeshadow palette that I'm going to be using today. I finally treated myself to one of the YSL Couture Mini Clutch. I actually picked up two. I have been so excited to pick these eyeshadows up, well, to try these eyeshadows. There was only really a couple of eyeshadow palettes while I was on my no-buy that really sort of like sucked me in, and I added them to my wish list, and then I sort of deleted them as the no-buy went on, and I decided that I didn't really want them that much, but the YSL ones stayed on. And especially when they did a recent sort of like some new shades. So two that I picked up were this one, which is Captivating Dunes, and then the other one that I picked up is Unexplored Garden, which is the green one, and that is, try not to blind you, a beautiful cool toned neutral palette. So really excited to get that on my eyes. And then I'm going to like prep my lids with my Rimmel Wonderlust eyeshadow stick in the shade Star Shine Dream, which will match the eyeshadow palette. It's like a taupe, a cool tone taupe. This one is particularly sparkly, so I'm not going to use too much. Okay, and this is going to be a very quick eye look, one because I'm running low on time, but also I've only got 4 shades to choose from, which is one of the reasons why I wanted these palettes. There's 2 mattes in this one and 2 shimmers, one sort of like topper shade and one metallic. The formulas differ across the colour stories, so I'm going to take my big fluffy brush and I'm going to go into this top shade here, and I will insert some swatches of these eyeshadows. There is a lot of kick up with that, but that doesn't really bother me, as long as I don't get like a lot of fallout. That's beautiful, so easy. They're like a really soft velvety matte formula. As I say, the thing that really attracted me to these YSL palettes is I love a sparkly topper, and there is a sparkly topper in every single one of the palettes, I think. And at the moment I'm not loving big palettes. I am liking a much smaller curated colour story, and that has been sort of a theme across this year. Apart from the Morphe palettes, those were the only ones that I've really been interested in that have like a bigger colour story. I just like the ease of a small shadow palette, and I just think this is beautiful. I mean, the packaging for a start off gorgeous. It's like leathery, squishy. Now I'm going to go in with the like satiny one down here with my finger, and I'm just going to pop that across my lids. Ooh, yes, that is just what the doctor ordered. It's so soft. I mean, these eyeshadow palettes are expensive. They're not as expensive as my Dior Quints. Although obviously this is a quad, the Dior's are quints. But these have been on my mind, on my wish list since they came out. So I decided to take the plunge. This one, An Unexplored Garden, had been out of stock for ages, and then they showed up on a website, and I was like, okay, it's time to get them before they go again. And I only got them the other day. So yeah, I'm really excited. I'm just going to pop a little bit. I keep showing you everything. I'm going to go with a little bit of this topper shade now, and this looks insane, and I'm just going to tap it over like the centre and up. I mean, it's so simple, but it's so pretty. Underneath my eye, I'm just going to put a little bit of my Rimmel Wonderlast eyeshadow stick, and then I'm going to put a little bit of that lighter matte, and then I might run some of the deepest shade along my lash line. And there is a little bit of like rogue sparkles on my face from the topper. Okay, and that's literally all I want to do for my eyeshadow. I am so happy with how that looks. I'm just going to pop off camera now, curl my eyelashes and do my mascara, and then we'll come back to finish off. I just wanted to mention that these were incredibly light swatches. I just did one light swipe into each of the shadows and then swiped them onto the back of my hand. And these shadows literally feel like no other I have ever felt in my life. Okay, that is my eyes finished. I am over the moon with that. I know it's super basic, but I absolutely love it. I'm going to finish off my powder blush now. So I'm just going to go with the powder, and then I might top some of the like shimmery balm over the top. There is a slight radiance in the powder blush actually. As I'm watching this footage back, I did want to mention that it does seem like I'm having to do a lot of work here to blend this powder blush out, and I felt like it was catching on the products underneath even though I had set it with powder, and I felt it almost looked a little muddy. And then I'm going to go over sort of the top of my cheeks with the balm. Just a small amount, just to add a bit of a glow. I'm not sure that's made a huge difference. The highlighting balm in this particular one that I've got feels like a much drier formula than the cream blush. There we go. And then I'm just going to give myself another spritz. Okay, and for my lips today, for lip liner, I'm going to use the Rimmel Lasting Finish lip pencil in the shade Cappuccino, and then I'm just going to add a little bit of definition with the Colourpop Lippy pencil in the shade BFF3. And then for my lip colour today, I'm going to be using the Fenty Slip Shine in the shade Cookies and Cocoa, which is a warm brown, like glossy finish. So I'm just going to pop off camera and finish my coffee, sort my hair out and everything, and then we'll come back for the finished look. Okay, and that is my finished look for the day. Very, very simple, but I feel really good in this look. I'm really happy with how it came out, and at the end of the day I'm going to sit in the hospital. So yeah, this is my finished look using the YSL Captivating Dunes eyeshadow quad and the Morphe Sunset Swim face palette. Still on the fence actually about that Sunset Swim. One I'm going to have to use a couple more times, I think. The YSL quad was an instant love, but this, no. And the Morphe cream bronzer stick was an instant love, but this one isn't. So I'm not sure if it's just the shade, whether I need to warm up the highlighting balm. I mean, you can see it now, like, but yeah, I don't know whether it's just a shade thing with this, but it's one, like I say, I have to use a couple more times. And yeah, that's me done. So thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate you spending some time with me. Whatever you're doing today, I hope you treat yourself with some kindness, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, lovely.